This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good afternoon, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for June 26, 2023. And in the news this afternoon, double murder in Arnett Gardens. 2 men were shot dead at West Road in Zimbabwe, Arnett Gardens, St. Andrews Sunday morning. They have been identified as 20-year-old Jaheim Walker, otherwise called Jaja, and Tajay O'Neill Watson, 20. Both men are from Paradise Courts in Zimbabwe. It was reported that around 9:35 a.m., Walker and Watson were sitting on the inside of the premises when armed men approached. The gunmen, the police said, opened gunfire, hitting both of them. They were rushed to the Kingston Public Hospital, where they were pronounced dead on arrival. Police said initial investigations have suggested that Walker was the main target of the attack. Information was that he was an affiliate of the Top Sunlighted Street Gang and was the target of members of the Bottom Sunlighted Street Gang. The Kingston Western Police are probing the double murder. Trough across the Caribbean to bring showers to Jamaica. A trough is expected to remain in the vicinity of Jamaica over the next few days as it drifts westward. According to the Meteorological Service, as a result of the system, Jamaicans should expect windy conditions mainly across southern parishes throughout Sunday. A 3-day forecast indicates that scattered afternoon showers and thunderstorms are expected mainly across central and western parishes on Monday. It should be windy across southern parishes. Morning showers across sections of eastern and south central parishes are expected on Wednesday, while cloudy afternoon showers and thunderstorms are expected mainly across sections of northern parishes and hilly areas. Prison administrators offer concession to lawyers. Following a meeting with a Supreme Court steering committee, the administrators of Tower Street Adult Correctional Center in downtown Kingston, which have been at odds with some lawyers over a restriction placed on Saturday visits to clients, have made a concession. Information reaching the news, which had first highlighted the issue last week, is that the superintendent of the prison has agreed to make available his cellular phone number and email address to attorneys so they can contact him and make arrangements in advance to visit their clients. As a rule, attorneys wanting to visit clients are required to complete and submit a visitor application form for each client. The attorneys, several of whom spoke with the news last Tuesday, had protested the decision to bar them on Saturdays, pointing out that other members of the public are allowed to visit inmates. They said the arrangement was contrary to what was agreed in 2021 between the Department of Correctional Services and the Jamaican Bar Association. According to the DCS, in that correspondence, attorneys are permitted to visit correctional facilities Mondays to Fridays between 10 a.m. and 12 noon and 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. On Saturdays, it said attorneys would be allowed to visit between 10 a.m. and 12 noon, with the caveat that extenuating circumstances could cause these allowances to change. The lawyers, who maintained that Saturdays are convenient visiting days, given that on weekends they are engaged in other court matters at varying locations, had complained that visitation rules at the prison are changed arbitrarily. The news was told last Thursday that the current superintendent for the Tower Street facility said he was unaware of the 2021 agreement. A representative for the attorneys, however, said the concession arrived at later last week is not satisfactory and indicated that the fraternity will continue to push for a more dignified solution. The DCS, in a stilted response to the news queries, while not stating the concession arrived at, emphasized that the department has long kept its commitment to maintaining mutual interaction with our legal counterparts. There is no provision in the governing legislation that explicitly allows visits by legal advisors on a Saturday. In fact, Rule 196.3 of the Correctional Institution Adult Correctional Center Rules 1991 explicitly provides for visits on weekdays. However, the DCS, having heard the limitations faced by the legal advisors during the weekdays, has extended its discretion to permit visits on a Saturday between the hours of 10 a.m. and 12 noon. There are, however, instances where the action or inaction of a legal advisor or existing circumstances within the correctional centers renders it impractical, unsafe to permit entry into the institution, it said. Furthermore, the DCS said it is its posture to ensure its actions do not fetter the system of justice, as it is a constitutional right for an inmate to receive a proper representation. Attorneys are in the meantime lobbying for proper facilities at the St. Catherine District Prison and a Rise and Remand Center to accommodate meetings between clients and the counsel to communicate in confidence and privacy without interference or limitation. The corrections rules state that reasonable facilities should be provided to the legal advisor of an inmate, which will allow the inmate to remain in the sight of, but not in earshot of, a member of staff. The attorneys are further encouraging the DCS to consider a more flexible approach in relation to its rules against attorneys being allowed to take electronic devices, such as laptops, inside the prisons, pointing out that relevant evidence is often disclosed on a compact disc and that the data is often voluminous, making printing an expensive undertaking. Green resumes a battle against the predial larceny. Floyd Green has joined a long list of government legislators vowing to successfully tackle the nagging problem of predial larceny. Green, who in May this year was appointed by the Prime Minister to head the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining, confirmed that he has been having meetings with stakeholders willing to work on strategies to combat predial larceny. The crime, which authorities estimate is responsible for more than $5 billion in losses to farmers annually, has been a problem for decades, and the successive administrations have implemented a raft of measures in response. Last Wednesday, following the launch of this year's Denby Agricultural, Industrial and Food Show at Hypro headquarters in St. Catherine, Green revealed that he met with representatives of the Jamaica Constabulary Force to consider how to fast-track discussions on appointing agricultural wardens and specialized police officers to target criminal activities affecting farmers and their agricultural production. What we have been seeing is that predial larceny has evolved. At one point it was just about stealing one goat, but now it is about organized crime. Now people can be charged under the anti-gang legislation for being involved in predial larceny, he pointed out. He recalled that in the 1980s, the Edward Tiago-led administration had put in place a significant legal response in a scheme to have specialized police officers protecting farms. However, he felt that it needed more attention, hence his meetings with the JCF. We have already started discussions with the JCF to see how we can fast-track that response. What we want to do is to put some specialized officers as agricultural wardens in those areas that we know we have a challenge, so that we can provide a greater support and a greater deterrence, he said. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.